What's up YouTube? Serenity Sharaé here, and today I am going to be doing just a quick little book catch-up. I'm going to call this just like a book catch-up, book recommendation, book review, like books that I've purchased, so book haul, and just like the books I'm going to be reading, books that I'm currently reading, so like it's just a compilation of a lot of things. So yeah, this is going to be a compilation of a bunch of different things, book related. So yeah, I thought this would just be a fun little video to quickly make. It's not going to be very long. I don't have that many books here. I think I have about 8 or so that I'm going to be talking about. Some of them I obviously don't know anything about because I haven't read them. But I'm going to be giving you guys brief synopsises and such like that. So we're going to go ahead and get into this little book catch-up I'm going to call. Appearance, by the way. I'm just relaxing today, but I was gonna read a little bit, but I was struggling with what I wanted to read, so I figured talking to the camera, kind of sort of figuring it out would help. So that's why I'm filming this video. Alright, so we're just gonna get right into it, starting off with the books that I have recently purchased, and some of them I have read and some of them have not. Some of them I'm currently reading, so let's just get into that. Alright, so the first book is Milk and Honey by Ruby Carr. I am actually done with this book. Well, I have literally like 5 more pages left of this book, and I really enjoyed it. I saw I think it was actually today, a review that Pens and Pages, I believe is her YouTube name, and she was talking about how she didn't like this book, and she didn't like it wasn't really real poetry or anything like that, but I really did enjoy this book, not due to the poetry, because I understand where she's coming from on a literacy level. Is that what I'm trying to say? Guess I'm just the same as this book, but she said that it wasn't really poetry, and for me, I agree that the poetry wasn't the best within it, but I feel like the journey that takes you through this book is spectacular. It has little, if you haven't ever seen this book, little sketching and things like that within it, and I just feel like it's a really very good concept, and it's a very good adventure type book. Takes you through kind of like different emotions and feelings. Yes, if you haven't been through some of these things, you may not relate. But there's also like little poems and statements in here of things that even like I feel like someone who wasn't going through something traumatic or emotional could still relate to. I feel like everyone should at least pick this book up and give it an attempt to read, because it is very emotional and it could strike a chord with it. I feel like anyone. I gave it, I believe, a 3 out of 5 stars. Even though it's like a lower rating, I still really liked the book and the concept. So this book I just purchased, but I've already read. It was a quick read because literally some of the pages, like, let's see, of course I'm like flipping through all the pages and I can't find one that I'm looking for, but like some of the pages literally only have like 3 lines on it, so it's a pretty quick read. So that's that one. The next book I have is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, I believe is how you pronounce the name, and this is, of course, I know if like I'm showing this book and I shouldn't even give it a synopsis because I know everyone basically knows what this book is about. I really didn't read the back of the book that much to read the synopsis. I wanted to go into it blind. But I believe it's about a girl who's a slave and then this guy that's a soldier, and like something's going on in their world and somehow their stories intertwine. Maybe they fall in love. Maybe there's some type of love in here. I mean, it's a pretty thick book, so there's not like some type of swooning in here. I'll be quite upset. But I believe it's like an action-packed adventure story. I know there's a second book out, and I should have just bought like both of them at the same time so I could binge both of them together. So that's why this isn't my immediate pickup book next. I'm kind of waiting until I pick up the second one. But I know that there is this becoming an adaptation? Someone let me know in the comments. Is this an adaptation book, or is this not becoming a movie? Because I thought I heard that it was becoming a movie, so if so, maybe I will urge to pick it up sooner. But right now it's not on the top of my currently reading list, but it is, or it's not on the top of my TBR, but it's there. Like, it's coming up. I will be reading this within probably the month of December or January. Spiny. I don't know. I'm weird. I love like the simple, crisp bindings. Oh, so pretty. Wait. So pretty. I don't know. Okay, so then the next book I have is the book that I'm currently reading right now. You guys may have seen this book in my vlog because I was just talking about it. And it is The School for Good and Evil by Soman Chanian. Chainani? I think it's Chainani. But I don't really know exactly. But I am enjoying this book already, only about 50 pages into it. It has a really cool premise. The world is very different, but it has that, not middle grade, but almost, yeah, kind of like that middle grade vibe where it's easy to read. You can just pick it up and just start off wherever you left off with no problem. It's not confusing, yet it's very detailed. So it's just, it's already spectacular. I already know this is going to be one of my favorite books that I've read so far this year. It's really good. I'm going to continue reading on with this and let you guys know how I liked it. And maybe if I liked it enough, I will give it a review. So yes, that is this. Entertainment Weekly said about it, a whip smart debut. If I could bewitch you all to read it, I would. Grade A. That's what Entertainment Weekly said, and I love blurbs. Even Rick Riordan blurbed it. He said, reimagines the world of fairy tales and will make you question who is good and who is evil. Loved it. So if you don't know about this book is basically a school that is for good and then school that is for evil. In the school of good, they get trained more so to be like fairies and just goddesses and princes and like superheroes, things like that. But in the school for evil, they're basically trained to be witches, goblins, it's like evil villains. So to me, that already was like, ooh, like this book is interesting. But then the two main characters within the book, Agatha and Sophie, Sophie's meant to go to the school of good and Agatha is meant to go to the school of evil, but they get sent to the wrong schools. So I'm just like, I don't even know where this book's going to take us, if their stories are going to maybe intertwine at all, but I'm super interested to see how this book ends and continue on if there is more books, because I'm loving how Soman, I love the writing so far of the author. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So the next book that I picked up is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I know, I think it's Maas. And I know that probably everyone's already read this book, and I definitely did enjoy it. I was rereading it, but probably won't continue on rereading it. It gave me mixed emotions about the story. I'm not going to give any details because I'm not going to give any spoilers out. But this is the second book in the Throne of Glass series, if you didn't know that. It's okay. I will, of course, keep reading the third one because it was good. It just angered me in some places. That's all. So we're going to see if in the next book it'll pick up. I don't know what the name of the next book is. Oh, Heir of Fire, right? I believe it's Heir of Fire. So that's what the book I will be picking up next, but I just wanted to go ahead and show this one in a haul. Alright. And then the next book that I have purchased but already read, and I had to read this book for a class, but usually I wouldn't include a book that I read for school because it's pointless, but this book was so freaking good. Like, this is probably one of the first school books that I've read all the way through before it was even due to be read. Usually, like, I procrastinate because whenever I get assigned books that, like, I don't know if that's just me, but whenever I get like an assigned book that I'm supposed to read, I procrastinate so hard reading it. This was definitely a surprise to me. This is 1,000 Splendid Suns by Khalid Hosseini, I believe. And it's like a spin-off of The Kite Runner, which is another book he wrote. I believe it's a he. Oh gosh, I'm butchering these names today. But this book is basically surrounding two girls, Layla and Miriam, and it tells like their stories through going through arranged marriages, and Miriam is a bastard child, and Layla is just a girl that needs to get married to someone. And the stories intertwine in the end, and it is just crazy. So you start off following Miriam's story and her traumatic experiences, and they're currently going through war as well. Even in this book, 9/11 happens as well. So I thought that was very interesting to tie in some of like the American culture as well with the Islamic, I believe is what they are. And it also has like political intrigue in it as well, because it does talk about what's going on politically in the time period, which I feel like is so interesting. And just the way Hosseini writes the emotions of the characters is so gripping that it just, you really start to fall in love with Miriam, and you really start to fall in love with Layla, and you feel their pain, you feel their sorrows. I feel like especially if you're a girl, you would understand, or a woman, girl, you would definitely understand like some of the different emotions and trials and tribulations and endurance and different things like that this book entails. And then there's like a plot twist in this book that literally you will not expect. Like, you will not expect it. Like, pick up this book. You will not regret it. Just keep reading it. If you feel like it's not interesting you, it will. Like, you will connect to this book in some type of way. I'm talking about this book too much already. I love this book. I wish I would have read The Kite Runner first. It's fine. I probably still could read it. Love. 5 out of 5 stars for this book. I feel like, just, the ending did kind of like, me. Like, it was like, but 5 out of 5 stars for that book. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, for Crown of Midnight, 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, and the next book that I picked up is a sequel to a series, and that is the Last Apprentice series. This is the first book, and this is the Revenge of the Witch. Yeah, this is Revenge of the Witch. This is by Joseph Delaney, and this is like the Seventh Son trilogy. Is it what it's called? Like, or what's this called? Or maybe it's just the Last Apprentice. I don't know. Oh no, this saying that it's gonna be a motion picture. What? Or maybe it already is. Who knows? I don't know. I'm like getting all this information about these books that I didn't even know before. But this is the Last Apprentice by Joseph Delaney. This is the first book in the Apprentice series, I'm just going to say. I'm going to call it, because I don't really know what the series is called. Yeah, I'm just going to call it the Last Apprentice series, because that's what it says. And this book was really good. It's a middle grade novel as well. I do read a lot of middle grade because it interests me, and it's not as serious, and I just can't really take serious at times. And this book is basically about this boy who is destined to be, what is he? What is it, a reaper? It's called something. I read this so long ago that I don't remember at this point. And he doesn't really want to take on this role, but there's no one really else to do it because he is the 7th son of his mother, and like his mother like is depending on him to do this job. But it's just a terrible job to fight demons, witches, and all things like that, and fight all the things that people are afraid of in his town. So is he afraid of them though? Because that's where this book definitely like grabbed me and intrigued me. It was the fact the characters forced into it, yet they're scared as well, but they're supposed to be the person saving everyone. So it was definitely interesting to follow along. Tom, that's what his name is. Tom is a really interesting character. He's very apprehensive, but then keen in his actions, and it's just super interesting. So I read that one like a long time ago. So then I was like, okay, like I need to actually pick up the second one. And the second one is The Curse of the Bane. I don't know what happens in this one. I have not read the synopsis for it yet. I'm just going to jump into it blind. But I did pick up this book, and this is definitely one of the books on my to be read next. Like probably after I read The School for Good and Evil, I'm going to go ahead and pick up The Curse of the Bane. So these are these two books. I like how the covers look together. I really do. And I like how like the spines look together on my shelf. Like nerdy, I know, I don't care. But yes, so those are the two books. Those are all the books that I have to talk to you guys about today. This is kind of just like a book catch up. I'm going to title it a book haul. I'm just going to title it book haul / catch up because I don't really know exactly what this was. I have so many different books I need to show you guys and talk about, and I'm just so interested in so many different types of books. I know that I will probably have another book haul coming soon because I get paid on Friday. So, like, I don't know. I'll probably have another book haul coming soon. If you guys like anything book related that I post, or if you guys want to see a review on any of the books that I've showed already, like if you want to see a review maybe on Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight together, I can do that. So yeah, just leave a comment below and thumbs up this video if you enjoyed. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We are almost to 30 subscribers, which is super exciting. I know to most it's not really a lot, but the fact that even 30 people are even trying to watch me is super freaking cool. So I definitely appreciate the love, and just leave a comment below spreading more of that. I hope you guys all have a great day. It's Serenity Sharaé, and I will see you another day. Bye guys.